Hey guys, welcome to the third episode ever of a late night call. This time it's kind of a reboot. This time we are changing up the format a little. We are doing it solo this time. And we'll be changing it kind of like a format to the Weekly Slap by J Schlatt. Kind of a low quality mic answering your questions and also giving stories of my own. I intend for this to, be every Monday type deal. And I am just ecstatic to be able to pick up the torch again and continue this wonderful project that I dropped off almost exactly a year ago from now. I'm sad to start it without my friends, but timelines were almost not timelines, just getting everybody together for an episode was just abysmal. Between people sleeping in and then people just flat out wanting to leave after the first episode. It was rough and it wasn't really going the way I wanted, and I kind of got discouraged from it. But honestly, it's kind of on me because I wanted to do it, but apparently just not enough. Because if I really put my heart to it, I probably could have pulled everybody together, but episodes would not have been timely, and I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But today I wanted to talk about, a topic that I think that everybody in the world can relate to, but I've been, struggling time to time with, which is sleep. My sleep schedule has been pretty bad recently. I've been staying up till like 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, I may get off the game at like midnight, which is about where I kind of want to be. But what I should be doing is going to bed immediately after. And I'm already, by 11 o'clock, I don't play any games that stimulate my brain. That's just how it is. Like, I can't play Rivals, an hour or 2 hours before I go to bed, because then I won't be able to sleep. But even giving my preparations prior, those 2 hours prior, I still want to be able to, get off the game and go to bed. But I find myself doom scrolling. When I can't sleep, I give it like maybe 15 minutes. I would just lie in bed and I get annoyed. And I start doom scrolling. And I doom scroll and I doom scroll. I'm like, I'm fine. It's not that late. I push, and then it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I finally go, oh shit, and I go to sleep. But I don't want to be doing that, and I'm trying to make, countermeasures. And one of these countermeasures was to, funnily enough, uninstall TikTok. You may hear me time to time say I'm an Instagram Reels user, and that I've cut back way on. I've way cut back on, and I've, migrated to alternate, like, short form content platforms. But one of my main issues with TikTok wasn't like all the political controversy. It was too addictive. I found myself unable to look away, and any fleeting second I wasn't doing an action, I was staring at it because I felt like I needed to be staring at that screen. And I kind of had that same situation with Instagram Reels, which is why I've cut back on it too. I give or take uninstalled it also. Because I just couldn't look away. I mean, the algorithms have gotten so good that I could find myself actually wasting time, not even just staring, wasting precious time of my life looking at this tiny little screen when I could be doing what I'm doing now, being productive in creating something new that I haven't, given time for. And now that I've kind of cut back and thrown away these addictive short form content machines, I've came to realize I have a lot more time on my hands. And my sleep has actually improved since then because I'm not sitting there as often doom scrolling, before I go to bed. Now, I still do like YouTube shorts, which is, it's like it's like downgrading from, like, it's high quality weed, but you got to go all the way down to the low quality, so it's so bad it just makes you want to stop using it. That's what like YouTube shorts is for me. It's the TikTok was too good, Instagram was too good. You gotta go to the not even McDonald's, the Wendy's, or no, Burger King, the Burger King of all places, just to cut back, because you're still getting a taste of what you used to, but you get so fed up with it because it's so bad, you just put it down, and I find that happening a lot. I find myself opening up YouTube, wanting to enjoy some shorts, and I just close it because I get nothing that I want, and it's all YouTube algorithm. It's not me algorithm, and that's something YouTube hasn't figured out yet, and I'm kind of glad because it gets me off the phone at night, and I'm not doom scrolling for 2 hours at a time. I'm only possibly doom scrolling for 15 minutes, and in that way, that countermeasure has helped out a lot, because I'm a person of addiction by nature. I think everybody is. Everybody does what, scratches their itch, whether it's making money, whether if it's, expressing your creativity. Everybody does something. But I'm just glad I'm able to finally take control of it and not let it control me and ruin my nights of sleep for 15 minutes of pleasure. But with that, I've ran into a new issue with my brain is constantly thinking. It fills the void of me watching something with it going to 100. And I hate it. I really do. I really do hate it. Like, for instance, the night before last, I was actually quite tired. I was quite tired through the entire day. I could easily have laid down and took a nap. But I didn't, because I was hoping for an easy time falling asleep. Oh, that did not come. I didn't even play games that day. I was actually doing chores around the house, and I hopped in bed, I laid down, and I laid there with my eyes open for the next, I don't know, hour and a half. And I swear, if one of you guys says, try closing your eyes, I'm going to have a warrant for your arrest in the mail the next morning. But usually warm milk works. Not recently for me. It's been within a year since I have actually... It's actually worked. Which is very sad, because it used to put me to sleep like a baby. Oh, dude. Yeah, I'd be going to bed at like 9 o'clock or something, drink me a glass, go to bed at 9, and then I'd be waking up like 10 o'clock tomorrow feeling the best I've had in, ages. And just, it's not working anymore. I doubt it's definitely not sleep insomnia. It's just my brain being hyperactive, because honestly, Christmas time is my hyperactive season, last time I tried to start up a late night call was about this time, Christmas time. And same with like all my YouTube stuff. November, December is kind of my active zone when it comes to creativity, because I see all this wonderful stuff and I go, ooh, I want to try this. I want to start that. And at night, it kind of, gets in my head, because you lay there, you try to, think of nice, happy thoughts, something that's going to relax you, like maybe a beach scenery or something. I don't really count sheep. It's not really my thing. But, I try to, calm my mind within, my period of getting to bed and, falling asleep, as I guess some people do. I've even tried thinking about nothing, which doesn't really work. And so when I start these relaxing thoughts, my mind starts to wander, and so I end up thinking about what can I do for like a YouTube video? What can I do for stream? How can I improve myself? Me laying in bed is kind of my thinking time because, when I'm not in bed, I'm more or less sitting at this PC doing something, whether if it's productive for me or not. Like I'll find myself on tangents of modding my Steam Deck, modding the Wii. Actually, it's a lot of modding. It's just screwing with stuff that shouldn't be screwed with. I find it a lot of fun. If you guys haven't tried like modding stuff, I definitely recommend because everything's like built for you. It's just applying the pre-built thing to something that that technically wouldn't even allow it is just nice. I mean, the Steam Deck allows a lot. Like I loved customizing it once I got it. Recently, I was tinkering with an application on Steam called Lossless Scaling. Somebody ended up adding a Decky add-on for it, and I was tinkering with that over Thanksgiving. But thoughts like that is what I mostly am trapped thinking about when trying to go to sleep. I wish there was just a surefire method of just rolling back. I mean, honestly, I wish somebody could sit over my head and just knock me out just to go to sleep, But I don't know a way of stopping that roll of thoughts that you can't really control because your brain just like, oh shit, it's time to go. And I wish my brain was kind of like that during classes, like where I'd think about my college when when I'm in class, and I just wish my brain was like during school, just not when I'm going to bed or when I'm brainstorming, because most of my day my brain is very dormant. I don't think a lot because a lot of what I do is based on kind of how I feel in the moment, and these rolls of thought, I mean, I feel like it's like a roll of paper rolling down kind of like a hill. It just keeps going. There's no real way to stop it. Ends and hits bottom or runs out of paper and there's no roll left, And I feel like it's just kind of that. And I know for most people overthink, and I guess does that fall underneath overthinking? I don't think so. I don't think it really comes into overthinking because in my brain, I interpret it overthinking is looking back on your actions, what you did that day, and thinking what you could have done better, or just thinking about like people, like how they might be. It's not about, at least in my mind, day to day what I could do better in the future. It's more what could I do better in the past. That's how I kind of interpret overthinking, even though it's probably just textbook overthinking what I'm talking about. I'm not too sure. I'm not the brightest. I mean, I graduated high school. Oh, if that gives you any information on how much I know. Um, I am right around the corner to an AA though, so I do have some of that to give credit towards, I guess. I never took any psychology classes. I'm in the middle of taking. Actually, no, I did take psychology. I just didn't pay attention during it. I am taking an ethics class that just finished up a couple days ago, so it's got good news on my end. That's enough. That's enough talking about school and stuff. But one of the things that I have seen people suggest different methods of is correcting your sleep cycle. There's many different. There's the one that every kid thinks is a surefire way to do is, you gotta stay up all night. You can't sleep that night. You want to reset your sleep cycle? Just stay up the entire night, and the next night you'll be tired enough and you'll fall asleep. Well, it's a little thing called, second wind. And it don't work like that. Your body just goes, oh, we just ain't gonna sleep, and it presumes a regular function, and you don't feel tired. Your body kind of ignores that tired feeling, and there you are laying in the same predicament as you were the previous night because you aren't tired. Now, if you did something energetic during the day, sure, you'll feel tired. But if you're kind of like a stay-at-home person, like maybe it's like a Friday night, and you stay up the entire night just to try to get your sleep or your sleep kind of in order, that ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work, Chief. As much as you hope it works, it ain't gonna work. I've tried it multiple times. Well, multiple as in I can count in one hand. But more times than I probably should have, and it's not worth trying. I mean, you might be able to get a lot done. At least make the time you are awake, productive if you're not able to fall asleep. But I find going to bed earlier, because your mind goes bored. Even if you're laying there and you can't sleep, just do it. Because your body will eventually kind of give in. And you'll be, you'll kind of slowly fix your sleep cycle. Now, don't do I've seen another one. I haven't personally tried it, and I don't really want to try. Is just keep going to bed at your own pace as you get tired, and eventually your sleep schedule will work its way 24 hours around the clock. So if you don't understand what I mean, so say you can't sleep and it's midnight, and you'll finally get tired at 2 o'clock, and you're finally able to fall asleep at 2 o'clock. And then you wake up whenever you do, say, I don't know, 12. And then you go through your day, and you can't fall asleep. And instead of going to bed at 2, if you're still feeling energetic at 2, instead of forcing yourself to go to sleep, you go to sleep whenever you're tired, which might be, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And so you go to bed at like 4 o'clock, and you sleep around until you wake up whenever you do, which is probably, 2 o'clock. And you keep doing that over and over and over again until it's right. And, I mean, theoretically, it's the most natural on your body, but it's very poor if you have things to do during the day. Like, if you're an unemployed adult, sure, go at it. It's America. Do whatever you want. But if you're like a kid and you're in school, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it over the weekend. It takes multiple days to get it right. I mean, I guess you could do it during spring break if you want, but I wouldn't recommend wasting your spring break or your Christmas break or your Thanksgiving break on it. I mean, maybe do it during the summer, but I don't suggest this, simply because you'll be on different clocks than everybody else, and your parents will probably wake you up and screw you up during your sleep, and I just don't do it. Just don't do it. If at least it it messes with your week. Now, if it does end up working for you, sure, I mean, be my guest, but it's just, I feel like it's probably the right way to do it, but it's the longest. It's the longest, and again, all of this is like no surefire fix. I know I'm not a professional, so technically I shouldn't even be speaking about this and giving like suggestions. I mean, I'm just talking about personal experience. So, I mean, I just haven't tried this method, but it just seems unreasonable and it takes too long. I got too many things to do during the day to be, trying to fix it when sleeping through the prime time when I need to get stuff done. Everything has a quote-unquote timeline where if you want to make it or not, there's always a timer for something, even if you don't realize it, Either, like, say, you're at home, you got no job, you're an adult, say, I don't know, 19, 20, 21, still living with your parents, kind of dirt of the earth people. I mean, I guess that doesn't really make sense, and you got nothing better to do. There's still the time limit of when your parents will kick you out of the house, when you will run out of money where you can't afford to get like food, and stuff. And so eventually you'll have to crawl back to like a schedule. But still, I just wouldn't recommend it. But I think this has been a good episode so far, and I think this is a good point to stop it. Not quite 30 minutes, but it's all the kind of ideas I have in my brain on this topic at the moment. And I want to thank you guys for joining me on this first episode back. And also, again, we are still streaming on Twitch. Our schedule's probably going to change, but I'm not too sure. I'll try to keep it up. YouTube video this Thursday. It's going to be Subnautica, and I'd love to see you guys again back here on the podcast. Now, remember, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube at our Late Night Call YouTube, where I'll probably throw some gameplay in the background, most likely Rivals. I probably won't have any, background gameplay audio, but I'll probably slap like some music over it so it's just not all, just voice. And don't forget to join the Discord where you can ask questions and I'll answer them on the podcast. I'll leave the link somewhere in either the description, or you might just have to go to the YouTube version of this podcast and get it there. But alright guys, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for giving your time and attention. And I'll be seeing you in the next podcast episode.